All right. David Toller here with Supplemental Seminary. Thanks for joining me for this live stream and trust you can hear me well. And what we're doing tonight is we're talking about home stream studio setups. And so at this time, I'm going to bring in a good friend of mine that helped set up here recently and make sure I'll be able to hear him. All right. So I'm going to bring Raymond Surratt in here.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Raymond. Can you hear me okay?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can. Great. Yeah, I'm going to go in here and plug up to my speakers so I can hear you well. We got Raymond set up on a budget live stream setup here, and if you'd like me to evaluate yours, be glad to, test it out, bring you in here to live stream and run a test on it, make sure we can hear you well and everything's working correctly, because that's what you got to do with a live stream. You got to double check it, don't you, Raymond?
That's right.
All right. All my cords are tangled up here. All right. Let's plug her up right here. I'll find the right one. Headphones. Here we go. Put on the old cans. All right, Raymond, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right, great. I can hear you as well. So anyway, we've got Raymond set up on a budget live stream setup. If you're looking to set up a live stream from your home, and I can build that out for you here as well. Let me bring my other monitor so I'm looking at the camera. So Raymond, let's go through how we got you hooked up here on a live stream setup. First, let's talk about my favorite part, which is the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you have that where you could pull it over just a little bit so we could see it.
Yeah, I'm actually on my webcam's microphone right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and see, that's one of the things that we can switch back and forth to kind of give an idea about the difference in the sound.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now you're on the webcam, because I'll do a little test on my end while we're talking about that. I'm going to go in and show people the difference. All right, right now I'm coming through my real nice setup, but let me change it here. And if you can hear me right now, I'm coming through the Logitech webcam. What does that sound like, Raymond? Trash. So this is just coming through the webcam, the Logitech Brio 4K. So that gives you an idea of what that sounds like. Now watch this. If I switch, of course I'd want to do that. All right, now I'm on the Rodecaster Pro, coming through the Rode Procaster. And that sounds a whole lot better, doesn't it, Raymond?
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
All right, on your end, what are we listening to now?
Well, I'm actually going to switch over to my Audio Technica ATR 2100X.
Okay.
And I'm on. Let's see. And this is the ATR 2100.
Oh,
right.
Wow, yeah. That's a major difference in sound quality. And I can't get over that microphone and how well it sounds, as far as it's just a $100, well, I guess you say a $99 dynamic microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And it just has a good sound, and it sure beats that, webcam.
Oh, yes, that's definitely.
Because it's a whole lot more presence, and, it sounds a whole lot better, and you're closer. So what Raymond's working with here, as you can see, he has a boom arm, which is a Rode boom arm. You can get the boom arms. That's the same one I'm working with here, is the Rode boom arm. And you can get cheaper boom arms. I have one over here that's a cheaper Amazon, which would work too. The difference is going to be the durability of it, and really how far it will extend out, and and go how high it will go, which that's a real benefit. So that's going to be one of the main factors there. So the boom arm, yeah, it runs in about $100. Is that right, Raymond? Somewhere along there.
Yep.
And then the microphone you're using, you're going USB directly to the computer.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you've got the little foam shield, which I have one of those too, to go on my microphone. If sometimes I leave it off because I think it looks cool, these little grids on here. And then I speak to it off axis, so I don't worry about the plosives as much. And so with your setup, you've got $100 in the Audio Technica ATR 2100X,
Mm-hmm.
and you just run it by USB right now, and then like a $2 or $3 foam cover,
Mm-hmm.
and then you run on the Rode boom arm, and that's just plugged in by USB.
Mm-hmm.
And what's so great about that microphone is that it's both USB and XLR. I was explaining to Raymond, you could start out with it, use it as USB, and if you decide to go further, you can get an audio interface, and then you can run XLR to your computer. Now, Raymond, you brought me in on this, so tell the people about, we talked about the audio, but tell us about how you're getting video.
Okay. Well, this webcam, the webcam I'm using currently is a webcam I got off of Amazon. And I'll pull it up here real quick, so I'll give you all the name of it. Let's see.
Yeah, I remember it started with an R, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. It is a Rofer, Rofeer, and it's a 1080p HD webcam, and it's got a 95-degree wide view angle on it, and it's also USB as well.
That's right.
And you can get it on Amazon right now for about $30.
Yeah, $30 webcam. It's got a real wide field of view,
Mm-hmm.
and so it does kind of give what we call a fisheye effect. But I always also have that. You'd get that same effect on the GoPro, and there's a way you can take that off. But so Raymond's using, it's called a Rofer. It's a $30 webcam on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Does great. We ordered another one for our church. I'm using currently the Logitech Brio 4K. Of course, I'm not streaming in 4K right now, so I don't reap the benefits of that. And one of the things that I have is, you'll see on the screen now, if you watch me, I will in real time adjust the contrast and saturation. I got white balance on, because I have, the controls to it. Like, for example, if I do this, right, and just, there it is. See, I just all of a sudden got a tan. So that's messing with the saturation. I bring it back to about 50%. And then the brightness could probably come down maybe a little bit. And so that's something you got to fool with too, if you can get the controls over the, maybe there. Yeah, just kind of, that's one thing I'm not an expert, but you have to, kind of adjust those. I think I had this on about 40. That's about 45 there. And then contrast, I'll just run it way up, way down. I'm going to run it back to about, I think I had it on 50%. Back it off just a little bit. And then sharpness, I go from one extreme to the next. Bring it back to 50%. So that's something that's something else to worry about when you're doing a live stream is, number one, having a reliable internet connection, hardwired, Ethernet, number one. Secondly is going to be lighting, which I have two umbrella lights here. You can kind of see the shadow from them. I'm almost a little overexposed, and that sometimes, during the day bring it down. That looks a little better, about 40%. So then you have lighting. Then you have video, which can be accomplished through $30 webcam,
Mm-hmm.
$200 webcam, DSLR camera like this. Okay. Well, like that. GoPro like this. Okay, which be surprised this GoPro gives a good quality image. Excuse me. But and then my favorite part is the audio that you have right here. So as we were kind of fooling around with, and Raymond, I want you to listen to this again, how we can change this live stream on my end. I'm gonna do a couple things. First of all, I'm gonna change my audio to just the webcam. All right, so now I'm speaking on my microphone in front of me. Okay, now this is the audio coming from just the webcam itself. And of course, I can't hear that. But what do you think on your end, Raymond? Is it real echoey? Is
Yeah,
it real distant?
it's real boomy. It sounds like you're speaking in a tunnel.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah. So this is the quality you're going to get from a webcam. And so anytime I ask people, or they ask me in any instance, they say, do I need an external microphone? My answer is always going to be yes. Mm-hmm. So let me take that up 2 notches. I'm going to take my audio up right now. I'm taking off the webcam, which sounds terrible, even though I'm in a treated room. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to turn off the processing for my microphone, but I'm going to drastically improve it. So I'm going to continue to talk. I'm going to go in here and switch my audio to the Rodecaster. Okay, so you should hear a difference there. Can you hear that, Raymond?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's a significant difference. See the difference of the jump of the audio quality. Now I'm going to take it up one more notch, which what I'm going to do is add real-time audio processing, a compressor, a de-esser, and then a big bottom. So you're listening now just to the microphone with no processing live, and now I've added all those effects at the press of a button, and so you can see a big difference there. So again, this is without any processing, when you can hear there, and this is with the processing. So it's really different steps, levels that you want to take. But then again, with all that, can be overkill.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, even with Raymond on his Audio Technica has a good quality.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you could do that on your end, Raymond, and switch back and forth the audio from the microphone to the webcam and let us know how that sounds.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to switch to my webcam now. All right, and this is the webcam's microphone, as you can hear. And my very first live stream I ever did with this, I was surprised by the audio quality of it.
Yeah, it's really not that bad. I mean, it kind of sounds echoey a little distant, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, it is. And and like you say, I agree with you as far as getting the external microphone, because you've got a broader. I would say the microphone is more leaning towards speaking than a webcam is.
It is, yeah. Have more presence, more boost, because it's hard enough to keep people's attention as it is, and if you're distance and echoey and so forth. So take it and then switch to your microphone and let's hear that.
Alrighty, and this is my microphone.
Oh yeah, and so what you're hearing there is the Audio Technica ATR 2100.
2100X, yeah.
Yeah, you got to add the X.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very impressed by that. And even just using USB right now, I'm coming through XLR, but that's just through USB. So good quality. I'm very impressed with that microphone. That would be my suggestion for somebody starting out, would be, well, if it came down to it and you just wanted to live stream and you didn't have the extra money, don't let a microphone stop you. Go ahead and get started. You can upgrade later. But kind of an entry level, of course, there's some cheaper than that would be some USB solutions that, but really right there at about the $100 price point is where you're going to get a good quality microphone that I would probably wait till I had $100 to spend. And that one comes with a stand. I mean, you could get a cheaper boom arm and you make it work. So you're looking at, $100, and then you add $30 for the webcam, and you're good to go. And then the boom arm would kind of be optional. And the reason that we suggest, I know Raymond's along with me, suggest a dynamic microphone is because what I'm speaking in now is a dynamic microphone, what we call, it would be an end address microphone. Means I speak directly to the end of it, because some microphones, such as this condenser microphone over here, you actually do not speak into the top of it. You'd speak into the side of it. So it's a side address microphone. But a dynamic microphone is not going to pick up a lot of background noise if you're in an untreated room. If I'm on this other microphone being a condenser, it's going to pick up dishwashers, washing machines, kids, dogs, lawnmowers. It's going to pick up all those things. So that's something you have to keep in mind. And so a good setup would be the Audio-Technica microphone. And so let's talk about the next step. All right, so with this setup you got here, let me add it up. Let's say 100, 230, so about $250. Of course, add the headphones. That's another they're not that much, probably.
You can get this set I'm wearing now for about $15 actually.
Oh, okay, so probably $260 for the setup that you have there. So that would be the dynamic microphone. I always tell people it depends on because we're talking about home studio setups. You have to ask yourself several questions for your home setup. Do I want to sit or do I want to stand? And if you don't know the answer to that, that's fine. You don't have to answer that right now. Yeah, look at that, that thing tied in there. You don't have to answer that right now. It may take a little trial and error, but you can get a webcam that I would suggest, Raymond's good webcam. And then the main thing about a camera would be, the lighting. And I think, I've got that overhead light turned off. So you can make you could have this camera, but if your lighting is poor, it's the lighting is what makes things look good. And that goes for any camera. So you have, a webcam you get for $30. If I went the next step up, which are a little difficult to find right now, and I had one before, is the Logitech C920. And then I'm working with right now, although my colors are a little off, the Logitech Brio, which is very difficult to find right now. I found it in California on an app and was able to purchase it and get it here. And it shoots in 4K. And it's this thing, if I was to take and show you the shot, in fact, let me switch back to myself here for a minute, Raymond. I'll bring you back in. I want to show you the field of view of this thing. Watch this. Let me show you how wide a shot it is. See, right now I'm zoomed in, and you can change these field of views. But if I put it on 90 degrees and I zoom all the way out, you can see this entire room right here by just zooming out. So you get a good wide shot. I'm going to bring that in to about, I think I had it on about 140. And I, zoom on in here. It's like uncomfortably close. Let me get, probably about 150. right there. So you have controls over it where you could zoom, but it is nice if you wanted a good, wide shot as well. All right, so let me bring Raymond back. But if you're listening, if you have any questions, we're talking about perhaps you're interested in a home studio, or you maybe for your job you have, you're doing Zoom meetings, you want to enhance the quality of the video, the audio, lighting, whatever. You want to do a hardware wired connection, and you say, well, I'm wireless. I mean, if you needed something like a cable, I could make you an Ethernet cable. Just tell me what length you want. So you got, it takes about 5 elements to make a good live stream, overarching things. Number one, a good, reliable internet connection, a direct connection, Ethernet cable, a camera, and then lighting, audio, and then lighting, audio, video, internet connection, and there's one other one I'm forgetting about. Software.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we got to have the software.
And another thing, I don't mean to cut you off, but another thing I'll make mention that will pay for itself in the long run, you don't necessarily have to have just to start out, is a good computer with a good processor in it. One of the things, I upgraded my computer about a year before I got my live stream set up, and I'm amazed how much it keeps up, because my old computer wouldn't keep up with this.
Oh, well, that was probably the other element I meant to mention is going to be the computer.
Mm-hmm.
You need at least an i5 Intel processor or higher, and probably a minimum of 8 gigs of RAM. And then in some situations, you're going to need a video card to process the video. So I'm trying to think with a video card. So that's something else that is going to be an important element. So really, it can get about as expensive as you want. Now, if you're recording, you want to record and add something to Facebook or YouTube later, a good solution would be to that, instead of live streaming, is to record. And then if you have the ability, you have software, you can go in and do some post-processing, some editing. You can add some titles, and then bring it up on Facebook or YouTube and put it in as a premiere. And I done that just a little while ago, Raymond. I don't know if you've seen the premiere that I put on YouTube for the church. So what I done is pre-recorded that the other day, went in, edited it, and then set it as a premiere. And so you get to watch it along with the group. And I thought that was pretty neat to be able to do that and watch it. And in fact, it will really boost a post to build some anticipation for it. So those are some things to think about. And what I done too, Raymond, was on my camera, I have this Rode Wireless Go microphone, which the microphone's right there, and then I have a little lapel that goes in it. And I recorded that video using my DSLR camera. And what's so neat about it is it has this hot shoe mount, they call it. And then I just slide it in there. And see, now I've got a wireless microphone on there. So that's how I done it. I wore this, clipped it on me, and then I walked around the church holding the camera like this and was able to get the audio. But one other thing I done to this one is you can plug in right here this lav mic. So I just plugged it into there and put this on my belt and then hooked it to my shirt. And I was really impressed with the audio from this wireless system.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm working on a YouTube video now as a review of this particular wireless system. And this is one of the best ones out there right now, the Rode Wireless Go. It also comes with this little interview kind of microphone. And what you do is you take this foam cover off, and you have here, you would slide it down in there. Pretty neat. You slide it on there like that. Of course, you turn it on, and then you got a wireless handheld interview microphone. So that's another one of my toys, Raymond. Come out here, and then you could hold this and be Bob Barker.
I hear that.
It's a pretty neat little setup. Instead of having the whole microphone here, they just created this plastic stick, basically, that you could just slide it right in there like that, and then put this little foam wind cover over it. There you go.
And really, with that's a really compact setup you've got right there too.
Oh, that's right. That's one of the benefits of it. Is I'm trying to think. Let's see. All right, here's the GoPro, and let me get in the shot and kind of give you an idea of the size of it. So you got a transmitter and a receiver. And here's a pen that might help to show the size of it. And you see how super thin it is? It's just a little bitty pack. And they also give you these little, if I can find one, I got so much stuff on my desk, is these little, fuzzy things. And actually what they are, you clip them on here like that. And what happens is if you go outside, I know this looks ridiculous, but if you go outside, what this does is help that wind noise. So you better watch reporters when they are outside and, they have those boom arms with the president or trying to interview them, and you see that little poofy thing right there. What that is a wind cover. And then you just, pop that off there. So that's a neat little get up. So, but anyway, Raymond, I wanted to thank you for joining me. And I just wanted to share with everybody about your setup and how impressed we are with the microphone and the USB.
Oh, yes.
Well, if you're interested in us setting up a live stream setup for you at your home, for your home business, church, what have you, we'll be glad to help you, me and Raymond both. And just let us know. And for the time being, we're going to let you go here. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Be sure to give us a like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff for future related content. If you have any ideas or issues you're having with your live stream, be sure to let us know, and we'll help you in the future. So thanks a lot, Raymond, for joining me for a brief time tonight to talk about home studio setups.
Oh yes, thank you for having me.
And we're looking forward to your live streams as you've been working on those. And and again, I'm just very impressed with your setup there with that. I'm really pleased with that microphone. That's a very good solution. So well, anyway, this is David Toller and Raymond Surratt signing off tonight. God bless you, and we'll see you in the next video. We'll see you, Raymond.
All right, see you.